Welcome to Late Night Gorror Stories, where real fear hides inside ordinary moments. These stories are based on realistic events, quiet details, and mistakes people regret.
Subscribe now and stay with us because some stories don't end tonight.
Every rideshare driver remembers one trip they wish they never accepted. The pickup request appeared at 2:34 a.m., listed as a short, routine ride. The driver hesitated briefly, then accepted, trusting the app's familiar promises.
Night driving feels safe until the moment it suddenly doesn't.
The passenger arrived alone, silent, and immediately climbed into the back seat. No greeting, no destination change, just the seatbelt locking behind her.
Silence inside a moving car can feel louder than any conversation. The app guided her forward, displaying a route she'd driven dozens of times.
She checked the mirror, realizing she couldn't clearly see who sat behind. That was when the passenger finally spoke, using the driver's full name.
Hearing her own name felt wrong, like something private had been stolen.
The app only displayed her first name, nothing more, nothing personal.
The passenger repeated it calmly, pronouncing her name perfectly each time. That detail alone separated coincidence from something far more deliberate.
The route stayed unchanged, even as the driver's focus quietly shifted.
No movement came from behind, only the sense of being closely watched.
Drivers learn to trust patterns until one small detail breaks them. The app recalculated silently, changing the route without any explanation.
She didn't touch the screen, yet the trip direction quietly shifted.
That was the moment she realized the app wasn't fully in her control.
"You missed that turn last time," the passenger said, calmly correcting her.
She had never driven this passenger before, not once.
When strangers know your habits, fear stops feeling abstract.
The passenger profile displayed almost nothing. No photo, no real history. And yet, the passenger clearly knew far more than the app allowed.
She tried to focus on driving, but her attention kept drifting backward. She considered canceling the ride, just to regain control. The option was disabled, replaced by a message she'd never seen.
Rideshare systems rarely fail like that, especially mid-trip. "You won't need that," the passenger said quietly, almost reassuringly.
She didn't respond, unsure whether speaking would escalate things. When control slips away, silence often feels like the safest choice. She opened the support tab, hoping for a quick human response.
The app claimed connection issues, despite strong signal indicators.
Technology promises safety until it quietly stops responding.
The navigation slowly guided her away from familiar streets. She realized the instruction wasn't spoken aloud, yet somehow clearly understood.
That moment marked a shift from discomfort into a loss of control.
No other cars appeared, as if the city had quietly emptied. She checked the mirror again, still unable to clearly identify the passenger.
Control often replaces threats, especially when escape options quietly disappear.
The seatbelt indicator confirmed someone remained behind her, without visible movement. She felt observed, as if her driving was being silently evaluated. Observation can feel more invasive than words, especially in confined spaces. For a moment, navigation vanished, leaving direction uncertain and unsettling. She focused on breathing, determined not to let panic affect her control. But by then, the ride had already crossed an invisible boundary. She realized too late they had left the city without clear confirmation. A sense of nearing something replaced the certainty of a destination. She no longer knew where they were, or how the ride would end.
The tension peaked as certainty dissolved into unfamiliar, irreversible territory.
The road narrowed steadily, offering fewer turns and fewer reasons to stop.
The dashcam audio drifted slightly, creating an unsettling sense of delay.
Small technical glitches feel magnified when isolation removes outside reassurance. The destination field disappeared, leaving only motion without purpose or clarity.
She focused intensely on the road, avoiding thoughts that threatened panic.
At that point, survival replaced professionalism as the primary concern.
The route guided her onto an unmarked road she'd never seen before.
The back seat appeared empty, yet indicators suggested occupancy persisted.
That contradiction unsettled her more than anything previously encountered.
The trip timer continued increasing, disconnected from distance or destination.
In records later reviewed, this moment raised the most questions.
Signal strength fluctuated, reinforcing the sense of growing isolation. She swallowed hard, maintaining control through deliberate, measured breathing.
This marked the point of no return within the documented timeline.
The vehicle slowed near a clearing that did not appear on maps.
The engine idled, amplifying the silence surrounding the vehicle.
What happened next was reconstructed from vehicle data alone.
Indicators confirmed occupancy without any visible person present.
That inconsistency remains unexplained within official incident summaries.
The ride remained active, despite reaching what appeared to be nowhere.
What followed would only be understood hours later, in daylight.
Early light revealed surroundings far removed from the original pickup area.
She stayed inside the car, unwilling to test what waited outside.
She stayed inside the car, unwilling to test what waited outside.
The most disturbing part was realizing the ride never officially ended. By daylight, the situation appeared less dramatic, yet far more disturbing.
Authorities documented the incident as a technical irregularity, not a crime.
That classification would later prevent further investigation into what occurred.
No physical evidence suggested another person had occupied the back seat.
Official conclusions rarely align with the experiences people carry afterward.
The trip remained listed as active, without a destination or passenger name.
That anomaly would quietly persist, despite repeated attempts to resolve it. When support responses referenced policies, never acknowledging the unexplained behavior. Systems are designed to resolve errors, not to recognize threats.
The following night, the same conditions quietly reassembled themselves.
Patterns only become visible after repetition confirms they are intentional.
A new request appeared, matching the previous ride's details exactly.
She declined the request, hoping refusal would finally end the cycle.
The request returned immediately, unchanged, persistent, and unaffected by refusal.
That was when she understood the ride was no longer optional.
The app accepted the trip automatically, without any interaction from her.
From that point forward, control no longer belonged to the driver.
The back seat appeared empty, yet every system confirmed continued occupancy.
Records show the driver eventually stopped accepting rides altogether.
Deactivation ended her driving career, but not the unresolved incident.
She reported recurring notifications, despite having no active account.
The pickup alert returned occasionally, always at the same time.
Some systems don't release participants once they've been selected.
Certain rides don't end when the vehicle stops moving.
Subscribe for more true stories where ordinary jobs hide extraordinary danger.